In the heart of the wild, where the sun kissed the grassy plains and ancient baobab trees reached for the skies, there lived a rare white lion named Blanco. What made Blanco even more unique wasn't just his snowy fur, but his brave character and his adventurous stories. Every animal in the savannah knew him, partly because of his heroic heart, partly because of brave story with his best friend. Blanco's best friend was a clever stripy zebra named Zazu. Zazu was quick-witted, always had a story to tell, and could solve any problem with a dash of humor. One shimmering morning, as the two lounged by Sparkle Creek, a young meerkat came scurrying over. "Blanco, Zazu! Bad news!" the meerkat squeaked. "The crown of Thorn Valley has been stolen. Without it, the valley's peace is doomed." Blanco's bangs swayed dramatically as he turned to Zazu. "We can't let this happen. Thorn Valley has always been safe for everyone. We have to get that crown back." Zazu snorted playfully. "I hope you packed your courage, Blanco, because I've heard whoever took it isn't a fan of white lions or zebras." They set off at once. Blanco's white coat shimmered under the sun, and Zazu's hooves kicked up little puffs of dust as they made their way into the dense whispering forest, a place few dared to enter. As soon as they stepped inside, the trees began to hum and rustle as if warning them. "Turn back! Turn back!" Blanco raised his head. "No way, not until we save Thorn Valley." Suddenly, a pair of glowing yellow eyes appeared in the shadows. Out stepped a sly black panther named Nira. "Well, well," Nira purred. "If it isn't the famous Bang Boy and his striped sidekick." "We don't want trouble, Nira," said Zazu. "We're here for the crown." Nira grinned, her sharp teeth gleaming. "If you want it, you'll have to pass my test." The panther pointed her tail toward an ancient stone door covered in vines. "Inside that cave lies a riddle. Solve it before sunset or you'll be trapped forever." Blanco and Zazu exchanged a look. Then, without hesitation, they stepped into the darkness. Inside, the air was cool and smelled of moss. At the heart of the chamber sat a stone pedestal with a glowing inscription, "I have roots, yet I do not grow. I have a trunk, but no branches. What am I?" Zazu tapped his hoof, thinking, Roots, trunk, but no branches." Blanco's bangs bobbed as he paced. "A tree? No, wait, roots and trunk, in a different way." Zazu suddenly shouted, "A ship! It's a ship!" As soon as he said it, the chamber trembled and the stone door creaked open. A brilliant golden glow spilled into the room. And there it was, the crown of Thorn Valley resting on a stone slab. Blanco grinned. "Good job, buddy." As Blanco reached for the crown, a shadow lunged from behind. "Nira!" But Blanco, with his quick reflexes and dramatic bangs flying, spun around and let out a mighty roar that shook the walls. Nira froze, eyes wide. All right, take it." "I was only testing your bravery." Blanco picked up the crown carefully in his jaws. "You don't mess with Thorn Valley." Zazu grinned. "Or his fabulous fringe." The two heroes made their way back to the valley, the animals cheering as they returned the crown to its rightful place atop the ancient stone tower. From that day on, Blanco and Zazu's bond grew stronger than ever. And as for Nira, well, she kept to herself after that, though some say she secretly admired Blanco's courage and his heroic heart. And so, peace returned to Thorn Valley, thanks to a brave white lion, his witty zebra friend, and a riddle well solved. It had been a few moons since Blanco, the white lion, and Zazu, the zebra, saved Thorn Valley. Blanco's famous heroic stories were still the talk of the savannah, and Zazu had made it his personal mission to find new stories for their next adventure. One breezy evening, as the sun dipped behind the hills, a frantic parrot named Pickle flapped toward them, feathers ruffled and eyes wide. "Blanco, Zazu! There's something weird happening in Echo Cave." Strange howling sounds. "Blue lights. Animals going missing." Blanco's bangs fell dramatically over one eye. "Looks like it's adventure time." Zazu chuckled. "Of course it is. I was getting bored." Echo Cave was deep within the cliffs beyond the whispering forest. Legends claimed it was home to ancient spirits and forgotten secrets. Most animals refused to go near it after dark. As they approached the cave's yawning mouth, an eerie blue mist snaked from within. The air grew cold, and the wind carried strange whispering voices. "Did you hear that?" Zazu whispered. Blanco nodded. "Stay close." Inside, the cave walls shimmered with crystals. The floor sloped down into a chamber where flickering blue flames floated in midair. Suddenly, a ghostly howl echoed through the cavern. Grah! Pickles squawked. That's the sound. That's it! Blanco growled softly, his bangs swaying as he peered ahead. I see something. In the center of the chamber stood a glowing ancient stone tablet, inscribed with strange markings. Surrounding it were 6 stolen items from the savannah: a monkey's drum, a meerkat's necklace, a cheetah's paw band, a giraffe's anklet, a parrot's feather ring, and a zebra's striped scarf. That's my scarf, Zazu huffed. Blanco stepped closer, but suddenly, a figure made of swirling mist and light rose from the stone tablet. It looked like an ancient lion spirit, with flowing mane and fierce glowing eyes. Who dares disturb the relics of Echo Cave? The spirit boomed. Blanco stood tall. I'm Blanco of Thorn Valley, and these belongings don't belong to you. The spirit narrowed its eyes. Then prove your worth. Pass the trial of courage and wit, or be trapped in the mist forever. Without waiting, the ground split open, and 3 paths appeared. 1, a tunnel of spikes. 2, a river of glowing water. 3, a pit filled with fog and shifting shadows. Zazu gulped. Which one, boss? Blanco's bangs shimmered as he thought. The water. Water reflects truth. Illusions can't hide there. They stepped into the river. The water felt cold, but safe. As they waded through, the misty figure lunged toward them, but its reflection in the water showed something different. Not a lion spirit, but a mischievous hyena named Koro, using light crystals and mist powder to create illusions. A trickster! Zazu shouted. Blanco leapt, pinning Koro to the ground, his bangs falling perfectly in front of his eyes. Game's over, Koro, Blanco growled. The hyena whined. All right. I was only trying to scare the valley animals for fun. Blanco grabbed the scarf, drum, and other stolen items. Fun doesn't mean fear. They returned the stolen treasures to their rightful owners. Echo Cave's eerie mist faded, and the valley was safe once again. Pickle chirped. Another victory for Blanco and Zazu. Zazu grinned. And another story for the collection. As they watched the sunset, Blanco's bangs fluttered in the evening breeze. Wonder what adventure waits for us next, he mused. It was a cloudless morning in Thorn Valley. Blanco the white lion was sprawled lazily under a shady tree. He's hearing Zazu calling him. Zazu the zebra trotted up excitedly, holding a faded, ancient-looking map in his mouth. You're not gonna believe this, Zazu said, dropping the map in front of Blanco. I found this buried under an old termite mound while chasing fireflies last night. Blanco raised a brow, his bangs flopping over one eye. Chasing fireflies, huh? Blanco peered at the map. It was old and brittle, drawn with strange symbols and winding lines leading to a big, golden lion head marked with the words, City of Roar, Alice, Kingdom of the Forgotten Lions. Blanco's eyes widened. This can't be real. Roar Alice is a legend. No one's ever found it. Zazu grinned. Until now. Without wasting a moment, the two friends set out. The map led them through burning plains, dense jungles where vines hung like snakes, and past ancient rock formations shaped like great beasts. As the sun began to set, casting the sky in shades of crimson and gold, they reached a massive stone door half buried in the earth. Carved into its surface was a lion's head with glowing sapphire eyes. This is it, whispered Zazu. Blanco stepped forward. As he did, the eyes lit up, and a deep voice rumbled, Speak the name of the guardian. Zazu scratched his head. Guardian? Ancient lions? Blanco closed his eyes. I remember an old story my father told me. The first lion to ever roar beneath the stars. His name was Amon Roar. The moment Blanco spoke the name, the stone door shook and slowly opened, revealing a shimmering city made of gold and ivory towers, hidden beneath the earth for centuries. Roar Alice! The city glittered in the torchlight. Crystal fountains flowed with clear blue water. Statues of ancient lions lined the pathways, yet everything was eerily silent. This place is incredible, Zazu whispered. But as they stepped deeper into the city, a shadow flitted across the rooftops. Did you see that? Blanco asked. Suddenly a voice called out. Who dares enter Roar Alice? From the shadows emerged a tall, battle-scarred golden lioness with deep blue eyes and a crown of bone and beads. She was surrounded by a group of ghostly lion spirits. I am Queen Solara, last ruler of Roar Alice. Blanco stepped forward, his bangs shimmering. We mean no harm. We came seeking the lost city. Solara studied him. Your heart is brave. And your mane most unusual, Zazu snorted. It's the bangs. Solara smiled faintly. This city was hidden to protect the Heartstone, the source of balance in the savannah. If it falls into the wrong paws, darkness will consume the land. Blanco's ears perked up. Has someone been here? Yes, Solara said gravely. A hyena named Koro seeks the Heartstone. If he finds it, even Thorn Valley won't survive. Zazu groaned. Why is it always that guy? Solara's ghostly guards parted, revealing a narrow path lined with glowing symbols. You must reach the Heartstone before he does. The city's trials will test your courage, loyalty, and wit. Blanco nodded. Lead the way. And so began their greatest adventure yet, racing through ancient traps, crossing invisible bridges, and solving riddles carved into gold walls. The deeper they went, the more the bond between Blanco and Zazu was tested, but they never wavered. As the episode closes, a shadowy figure watches them from the dark, Koro, a sinister grin on his face. Run while you can, Bang Boy, he growled. This city will be mine.
The ancient city of Roar Alice shimmered in eerie twilight, its golden towers bathed in the glow of strange blue torches. Blanco the White Lion, his heroic heart swaying with each careful step. And Zazu the zebra followed the narrow path Queen Solara had revealed. Beneath their hooves and paws, ancient symbols pulsed like living veins. This place feels alive, Zazu murmured. Blanco nodded. And it's watching us. Suddenly a burst of wind swept through the corridor, slamming a giant stone door behind them. A voice boomed through the chamber. To reach the Heartstone and prove yourselves worthy, face the 3 trials. The Chamber of Shadows, the Mirror of Truth, and the Maw of Roar. Zazu groaned. Why can't we ever find a lost city with a fruit buffet and a nap room? Blanco smirked. Stay sharp, buddy. Trial 1. The Chamber of Shadows. They stepped into a vast circular room, its walls covered in ancient paintings of battles long past. As soon as they entered, the torches went out, plunging them into darkness. Suddenly, shadowy creatures with glowing red eyes slithered from the walls, circling them. Blanco bared his fangs. Illusions, he whispered. They feed on fear. Remembering Solara's warning, Blanco closed his eyes and focused on the warmth in his heart. The shadows lunged, one but vanished as they reached him. Zazu, picture something brave, anything. Zazu, trembling, squeezed his eyes shut. Okay, I'm a 7-foot zebra with steel hooves and laser eyes. In a blink, the shadow shrieked and dissolved into mist. A doorway appeared ahead. Blanco grinned. Nice one, Laser Eyes. I Trial 2, the Mirror of Truth. The next chamber held a giant, ancient mirror. The glass shimmered like liquid silver. A voice echoed, "Only those who face their deepest truth may pass." Blanco stepped forward first. His reflection shifted, showing a cub version of himself. Afraid, alone, watching his pride vanish into the night, a voice whispered, "You believe you're not worthy of a crown or of your family's legacy." Blanco took a deep breath, his bangs falling over his eyes. "I'm not my past. I make my own path." The reflection smiled and disappeared. Zazu's reflection appeared next. A lone zebra in a herdless world, lost and invisible. "I may not be the fastest or the strongest," Zazu said, eyes firm, "but no one's braver than me when my friends need me." The mirror cracked open, revealing the final passage. Trail 3, the Maw of Roar. They entered a cavern where a massive stone lioness head loomed from the wall, its jaws open, revealing a swirling vortex of dark energy. The Heartstone hovered at its center. And there stood Koro the hyena, his eyes wild, clutching a twisted staff of bone. "You made it, Bang Boy," Koro sneered. "But you're too late." He thrust his staff toward the Heartstone, but the chamber shuddered violently. The stone's light turned dark, the vortex pulling everything toward it. Queen Solara's voice echoed, "If the unworthy touch it, the city will be destroyed." Blanco roared and lunged. The wind howled, debris flying as Blanco tackled Koro away from the stone. "Zazu, grab it!" Zazu, dodging falling rubble, leapt with every ounce of strength. His hoof struck the Heartstone, and a surge of blinding white light exploded through the cavern. The vortex vanished. The walls calmed. The city sighed as though relieved. Koro lay unconscious. Solara's ghostly form appeared. "You have done what none before you could. The Heartstone is safe. Roralis lives because of your courage." Blanco, breathing hard, looked to Zazu. "Told you this wasn't a fruit buffet." Zazu grinned. "But it might be the coolest day of my life." As dawn broke over the valley, the city of Roar Alice shimmered one last time before sinking peacefully beneath the earth. Its secret safe once again. But before vanishing, Solara whispered to Blanco, "The blood of Roar Alice flows in you. You are the last heir." Blanco blinked. "Wait, what?" The ghostly figure faded with a knowing smile. The savannah had always been a land of balance. Predator and prey, sun and rain, peace and danger. But ever since Blanco the white lion and Zazu the zebra emerged from the lost city of Roar Alice, something had shifted in the air. Word had spread like wildfire. The white lion with a heroic heart is the last heir to the ancient lion kings. And not everyone was pleased. When in the gathering of shadows, in the dead of night, deep within the Ashen Gorge, a sinister gathering took place. Around a circle of bone torches stood a council of dark creatures. Rogue hyenas, jackals, a vulture with one eye, and a monstrous, battle-scarred black lion named Grathor, a name whispered in fearful tales. "I warned you," Grathor growled, his voice like gravel. No lion blood of Roar Alice was to survive. Now that boy claims the title, a hyena whimpered. "We thought Roar Alice was buried forever." Grathor's golden eyes burned. "Then we bury him." He raised a weathered map. "The White Fang Pact will rise again. Thorn Valley will fall." A warning in the wind back in Thorn Valley. Blanco and Zazu stood atop the ancient hill where Blanco often came to think. The stars shimmered above them. "So," Zazu said, kicking a pebble, "you're basically lion royalty." Blanco sighed, his bangs falling over his face. "I never wanted a crown. I just wanted peace." Suddenly, a strange gust of wind rustled the grass. A faded, torn feather landed at Blanco's paw, a message from Pickle, the parrot scout. On the feather were hurried words, "Danger. They know. Ashen Gorge. They're coming for you." Zazu swallowed hard. "Blanco, what do we do?" Blanco stared out at the moonlit valley. "We fight. Not for a crown, for our home." Wyrith, the battle begins at dawn. The White Fang Pack stormed into Thorn Valley. A horde of snarling hyenas, vultures, jackals, and shadow lions, led by Grathor himself. The earth trembled beneath their charge, but they weren't ready for what they found. Blanco stood at the front lines, flanked by loyal friends. Zazu, Pickle, the elephant Matra, a cheetah scout named Luma, and even a group of formerly neutral animals, who had heard the legend of Roar Alice and chose to fight beside the heir. Blanco's voice rang out. "Thorn Valley belongs to no tyrant, and neither does my bloodline." Grathor snarled. "Then die with your precious bangs, boy." The battle erupted like thunder. Claws clashed, hooves kicked, wings beat furiously. Zazu darted through the chaos, tripping enemies and leading them into ambushes. Pickle dive-bombed the vultures. Matra sent hyenas flying with her tusks. Blanco and Grathoria's duel shook the earth itself. The young lion, spangs clinging to his face, his white coat streaked with dust and blood. "You're no king!" Grathor spat. Blanco grinned through bloodied teeth. "I don't need a crown to be a leader." With a mighty roar, the ancient roar of Roar, Alice itself, Blanco unleashed, a wave of sound and light that sent Grathor crashing into the dust. The sky seemed to shimmer as the spirit of Queen Solara appeared one last time. "Well done, heir of Roar Alice." The White Fang Pact, seeing their leader defeated, scattered in terror. A new era begins at sunset. Thorn Valley gathered beneath the great tree. Blanco stood before them, his mane still messy, bangs as defiant as ever. "I didn't ask to be your king," he said, "but I will protect this valley. Not with a crown, with my courage, my friends, and my bangs." The animals cheered. Zazu grinned. "Long live the Bang King!" Even Blanco laughed. From the shadows of the valley, unseen eyes watched. A figure in a tattered cloak whispered, "It's not over yet, Bang Boy." The sun was rising over Thorn Valley, bathing the land in soft gold and crimson. Peace had returned. The grass shimmered. The stream sparkled. And for the first time in many seasons, there were no shadows lurking in the trees. Blanco, the white lion, sat on his favorite hilltop, his bangs catching the breeze. Beside him, Zazu the zebra munched lazily on some sweet grass. "Hard to believe it's finally quiet," Zazu said. "No cursed caves, no ghost lions, no armies of hyenas." Blanco smiled. "We've earned it." Like the final threat, but deep beneath the earth, something ancient stirred. A beast older than Roar Alice, buried when the world was young. The Mauve Ujar, a serpent lion of legend, awakened by the battle's aftershocks. The earth quaked. Cracks split the plains. A monstrous roar shattered the sky. The ground split open near Thorn Valley's heart, and out of the chasm surged Ujar, scales like obsidian, mane made of writhing smoke, and eyes like burning coals. The valley panicked. Animals fled. But Blanco stood firm. No crown, no council, no ancient spell, he growled. This time it's just me. Zazu trotted up, trembling but determined. And me. Pickle the parrot landed on his shoulder. And me too. Not missing this. The old elephant Matra rumbled up. And you'll have the whole valley, boy. For the last battle, the beast's tail shattered trees. Its roar cracked stones. But Blanco charged, his mane a streak of white against the darkness. The battle was furious. Blanco darted between coils and claws, leaping and slashing. Zazu distracted the serpent's burning eyes, leading it into traps and gullies. The other animals, no longer prey but warriors, struck from all sides. In the final moment, Blanco climbed a craggy cliff as the beast reared back, ready to crush them all. "Now, Blanco!" Zazu shouted. Blanco let out the final roar of Roralis, a sound so ancient and powerful it split the sky itself. The valley's stones hummed with the roar of Blanco's ancestors. Uzar's smoke mane scattered to the wind. His coils crumbled to dust. Silence fell. A new legend as dawn's light spilled over the battered valley. Blanco stood on the great rock. His bangs were torn, his coat bloodied, but his eyes glowed with strength. Thorn Valley had been saved, not by a king in a crown, but by a lion with courage, friends, and a heroic heart. The animals gathered below, cheering. Zazu grinned. "You did it, Bang Boy." Blanco laughed. "We did it." Pickle squawked, "Best ending ever." Legacy years later, cubs would gather under the stars, whispering tales of the white lion with a brave heart, who defied armies, spirits, monsters, and fate itself, and won. And though Blanco never wore a crown, his name was etched into legend. Thorn Valley's greatest protector, the last roar of Roralis, the lion the savannah ever saw. The end.